What if love alone is not enough to keep your marriage strong? What if the Bible holds the key to long and joy-filled relationships? So that is why we have to talk about 5 unshakable foundations that you must build your marriage on. Welcome back to my channel where we explore God's design for love, commitment, and lasting relationships. If you are serious about building a godly relationship that stands the test of time, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Marriage can be likened to a building, and you know the most important part of every building is the foundation, because the foundation determines what you are going to put on it. The foundation determines the structure that you will build on it. That is why in Psalm 11 verse 3 says, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So there's some godly foundations that you must build your marriage on. Marriage is not your own idea, it's God's idea. And God already gave us precept upon precept to enjoy every blessings that He has for us. That is the reason for this teaching, because there's some issues that are happening in marriage and relationships. It's not because God cannot solve them. It's not because God did not like the people that are involved, but because of the wrong foundations. Thank God for the mercy of God. And thank God that you are here to come and start to come and correct any wrong foundations, or to come and lay a very good foundation for your marriage, so that accusers of brethren will not have a hold over your relationship and your marriage. And when we are talking about foundation, there's so many ingredients that they mix together to have a very good and solid foundations. We have cement, we have stones, we have sand, we have irons. So the same thing when it has to do with marriage. You need a very good foundation to enjoy your marriage. You have to build your marriage on a very solid foundation. And number one foundation to have a very good, solid marriage is the foundation of God's presence. Foundations of God's presence. Make sure that to carry God along when it has to do with your love life. You cannot do marriage alone. Marriage is spiritual. You need God to enjoy your marriage, irrespective of who you marry. Yeah, I say, okay, I love my fiancé, I love my spouse will not do me this, my spouse will not do me that. Yes. But remember that your spouse is still a human being. Your spouse has flesh and blood. And you must always remember the enemy of your destiny, which is devil. Remember that marriage is a blessing and it's a gift from God. And anything that God has ordained to give you joy, always give devil headache. So that is why you need God. You must build your marriage on the foundations of God's presence. Psalm 127 verse 1 says, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build. Moses understand God's presence. He says, if your presence will not go with us, permit us not to go. And God says, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. So if you want to see the glory, the splendor of God, the rest of God in your marriage, through your spouse, through everything that has to do with you, always carry God along. You cannot do marriage alone. You need God's backing. Your marriage is a spiritual union. It must start and end with God. And number two foundations is the foundations of sacrificial love. Sacrificial love. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 says, husband must love the wife. Husbands, you are called to love your wives. You understand? And you know the rhythm of love. There is no woman, there is no body that doesn't know how to dance to it. When you show your partner love, your partner will reciprocate the same thing back to you. You are to love sacrificially. Husbands are to love their wives just the way Christ loves the church, and the same to the wife. You understand? You have to reciprocate it back. Christ loves the church sacrificially, consistently, and unconditionally. You are selfless in your marriage, in your relationship with your partner. You are not selfish. Do you know sacrificial love? Sacrificial love is patient. Sacrificial love doesn't keep the record of evil. Sacrificial love is not proud. Sacrificial love is humble. You understand? Sacrificial love is always going out to bring out the best out of their spouses. And sacrificial love loves consistently. consistently. You understand? It's not that, okay, I will love you when you do this, I will love you when you do that. No, it's consistent. Jesus Christ is consistent in his character. The same way, husband and wife, you must be consistent in your sacrificial love to one another. Understand? It must be unconditional love. You understand? The sacrificial love is the one that will make you to love your spouse, even when your spouse is unlovable. It's the one that will make you to, okay, it's my spouse. I just have to show my spouse the love of God. Sacrificial love will make you not to be abusing your partner, both emotionally, physically, verbally. You understand? Anybody that you love, you don't abuse. Anything that you love, you know the way you used to pamper that thing. So the same thing, husband and wife, that is the way you're supposed to be treating yourself. You made up your mind that I'm going to build my marriage, I'm going to build my relationship on sacrificial love. And number 3 foundations is the foundation of communication. Yes, communication. You communicate to your maker. You must learn how to communicate with your spouse. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life, they are in the power of the tongue. Tongue is small, but at the same time, your tongue, the way you talk to your spouse, can kill or can heal your spouse. The way you talk to your spouse can break or can heal your spouse. You are not supposed to be talking to your spouse anyhow. You are not permitted. You understand? You are supposed to know how to talk to one another. And when we are talking about communication, you understand? You must know how to communicate with humility. I have a video on how to communicate very well between husband and wife. You can check the link and listen to it. You must build your marriage and relationship on the foundations of communication. I remember when I married that time, my husband is a very quiet person. He doesn't talk, but I understand the power of communication in marriage and in relationship. And when we are talking about communication, not that you just be saying jargons out of your mouth, not that you are just talking anyhow. No, 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 no. You communicate with grace. Colossians chapter 4 verse 6 says, we should learn how to communicate. He said, let the word of my mouth be seasoned with grace. You communicate with grace. You communicate the word that will build the home, that will build the relationship, that will build your partner. Not the one that will be demeaning your partner, not the one that will be breaking the home. That's what we are saying. You tell God to circumcise your tongue, especially we women. Our power is in our tongues. You understand? You don't say evil things that can make your spouse not to like you. You know, your spouse has flesh and blood, and the way you talk to your spouse can bring out the lion in your spouse or can bring out the lamb in your spouse. Let the word of your mouth be the one that will build your spouse. That's what I'm saying. So I don't say that, okay, I'm the one that doesn't know how to talk. I don't like to talk. When you marry a woman, you must learn how to talk. Because women are moved by what they hear. And men are moved by what they see. You must learn how to talk with one another. You check the season. You understand? You must know the right time to talk and how to present whatever you want to discuss with your partner. So please try to build your marriage and your relationship on the foundation of communication. Your spouse is not a mind reader. If anything is bothering you, if there is anything you want to discuss with your spouse, open your mouth and talk. You won't say, you're supposed to know now, she's supposed to know now. No, your spouse is not a mind reader. Open your mouth and talk. Remember, your spouse is going to be your best friend. So feel free to discuss everything with your spouse. Learn to speak life into your spouse. And number 4 foundation that you must build your marriage on is the foundation of unity. Foundation of unity. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be in agreement? Two of you must work together in unity. You must build your marriage on togetherness. Not that, okay, if it's work, I stay. If it doesn't work, I will go. No, 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 no. When you have it at the back of your mind, that me, I'm going to work in unity with my spouse, it will work out. Because you are going to act what is in your mind. That's what I'm saying. So you and your spouse, you must align spiritually, emotionally, and in vision. You marry somebody that you are going towards the same way. You must be united in purpose and in vision. So that is when the iron can sharpen iron. You believe the same thing. You are united spiritually, emotionally, in purpose. Because if you are not united, there will be division between the two of you. So you must build your marriage and your relationship on the foundation of unity. Don't be carried away with the physique or the money of that person, with the beauty and the charm of that person. Please look at all these things, because if you overlook them now, it's going to pose a problem. It's going to cause problem in your relationship later. And number 5 foundations that you must build your marriage or relationship on is the foundation of forgiveness. Yes, foundation of forgiveness. No matter how two of you love each other, you will step on each other's toes. Why? Because you will be very close. And because of the closeness, you will step on each other's toes. That is why you need the foundation of forgiveness. You made up your mind that, okay, irrespective of the offense of my spouse, I'm going to forgive my spouse. We will not allow grudges or bitterness to stay till the following day. And we will not keep malice. No, malice is not allowed. When you keep malice in your relationship, in your marriage, it only glorifies the devil. Do you understand? It only glorifies the devil. Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 says, let me read it for us. It says, tolerate the weaknesses of those in the family of faith, forgiving one another in the same way you have been graciously forgiven by Jesus Christ. If you find fault with someone, release this same gift of forgiveness to them. You are to forgive one another. But I do tell people, know what to forgive and know what to run away from. Because why? Covenant of life supersedes covenant of marriage. Of reasons I had somebody walk up to me, I was discussing something with me. The fiancé, somebody that they have not married. When they are arguing like this, another time the lady has carried knife to stab him. Another time, the lady has poured pap on his head. Another time, the lady has poured gari on his head. Another time, the lady has used hammer for different occasions and something like that. And when he called me, the lady is always threatening. If you do something one day, I will just poison you. I look at him, I said, if you have your life to live, I don't need to tell you something. So he was now waiting for me to tell him, hey, you cannot cope with this lady. And if this, so the guy said, I cannot continue, I'm just tired. I said, yes, nobody is forcing you. You people have not married and you have been saying all these things. He said, but every night that you'll be crying, you'll be doing this thing. I said, it's not left for you. Go and pray. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Go and pray. You say you are tired. Is it me that will not said, okay, continue with the relationship? So you must know what to forgive and you must know what to run away from. Let that person go and work on their anger. Don't let them use you as a scapegoat. It's when you are alive that you can be useful for yourself and for your family. You understand? So please, you have to build your marriage on the foundation of forgiveness. Build your marriage on the foundation of forgiveness. Marriage is a relationship of two forgivers. Not that any little something, your wife did not cook your food on time. Hey, they have said that, okay, I should not. You want to divorce your wife. Because of what? Because of what? So please, that's why I said we need wisdom to know the one to forgive and to know the one to run away from. But the most important thing is that you must build your marriage on the foundation of forgiveness. You must have that one at the back of your mind. So if you now see that, okay, what your partner is doing is life-threatening, you people can give yourself space. I'm not advocating for divorce, but at the same time, I believe that covenant of life supersedes covenant of marriage. We are seeing all manner on the internet every now and then. Marriage is two imperfect people committed to grace. So you forgive the way Jesus Christ forgave you. Ask yourself, is Christ at the center of my relationship? Are we sacrificing selfishness for unity? Are we communicating with love and forgiveness? If there is any amendment, please don't hesitate to ask God to help you. God is always there to help you. That is why you need the grace of God. That is why you need the presence of God in your relationship. Always carry God along. Before I go, I'm expecting your comments now. Which of these foundations do I need to work on? That is why you are on this channel, to learn more how to better our love life, because God wants us to enjoy our love life. Marriage and relationship is a gift from God, and we must enjoy it to the fullest because God says He is good. And the only thing that I'm expecting you to see in your marriage and your relationship is the goodness of God. And you will surely see it in the mighty name of Jesus. Before I go, don't forget to like, subscribe, share for more content-based relationship truth. God will bless you in the mighty name of Jesus. It doesn't matter what is the matter. You will matter where it matters in life in the mighty name of Jesus. See you at the top. I love you. Shalom.